Hello students, it's Thursday, June 23rd, lesson number 6 in the course. Just a quick screencast here. I wanted to touch base with you all. There's some important things coming up and I want to make sure that I kind of went over that before taking off. I have some travel that I'm doing today and this weekend, so I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page before I did that. So I wanted to just touch base a little bit on these workshop posts that are coming due in forum. So we're almost coming up at noon, and I asked all of you to post sort of an overview of your proposals in the workshop, and those of you who have done that have done an excellent job. You've been giving quite a bit of detail about your proposed. We're in the workshop here in your proposed ideas, and then hopefully you've been getting some good feedback from various people. And what I'm going to do is, as this forum closes today and over the course of this weekend as I can, I'm going to come into the forum and provide a little bit of sort of overall, probably one overall sort of response to the projects that I see, because what you need to do is take these comments and then put them together and work on your own draft of your proposal, and that's the main task that you need to be completing for your lesson number 6 today before Monday. Is you need to have a formal draft put together that you will submit, and I'm going to go over those instructions right now. So in today's lesson, there's a direct link to the assignment area where you will be posting the draft of your form. So this is in the assignments area. As a student, you should see it should look like this: draft project proposal. Now this is the assignment that you really need to concentrate on for this lesson, and you submit it here by midnight on Monday. By midnight on Monday, and you click on this. There's full instructions here. It basically takes you through the process, and it says, hey, go to that folder where all the requirements for the handout and everything are posted for what will eventually be your final proposal, which is the first major writing project in our course. But here the instructions go over the various things you need to do, the deadline for submitting this, and if you submit after midnight, you have this is worth 20 points just for the draft. After midnight, your drafts will be worth half credit. The assignment Dropbox will close a week from today on Thursday, and after that point in time, you will probably have gotten an email from me by then saying, where's your proposal? But after that time, you can no longer submit your proposal because we really have to get moving on these, and they have to be approved by me before you can go forward. So after Thursday, if you haven't submitted a proposal, basically we're assuming you're just not going to complete the course. Be aware that your proposals need to be submitted through the Turnitin application that we use at CSE. Turnitin, it vets your papers for originality to see if there's any plagiarism going on, but the main component that is useful for us is that it has these tools that allow me to leave comments and highlight elements of your paper and comment on those, and we'll talk about using the Turnitin GradeMark tool next week. I'll do a screencast, and there's a handout that I have for this. That's how I will provide some direct feedback on your proposals and whether they're approved or not, and what you need to do if they are approved between now and when you turn the final proposal in on July 7th for your final grade. So the proposals are very important, both as a writing assignment, fulfilling the outcomes in the course, but also making sure that we are all on the same page as far as what sort of service project you're going to be doing, and having communicated with some of you by email and looked at the workshop forum, I'm very excited about what we have going forward. So if you have any questions about the handout or what is required for you to submit this draft by Monday at midnight, please contact me. I will be traveling, but I'll be checking email frequently, and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. And please be aware, this is a draft. It's not meant to be perfect. There's instructions here in the handout about what you need to do in order to make sure you're meeting the minimum requirements and providing enough information for each of the sections of the report. Eventually the report needs to be fully fleshed out, but for now, some outlines, some notes, and things like that in certain spaces will be okay. I just need to have enough information going forward so that I have a sense of what your project actually entails. You want to put as much in there as you can to get your project approved. So just make sure you're sort of following that and you're going to meet that threshold. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the forums, and just get you up to date a little bit on grades. So we're doing a good job in the forums. Forum number 3 for lesson number 3 is the last forum that was submitted. We're still waiting for you to submit your forums for today, and I will try and provide some comments on your responses to the programs that we had on poverty. But I really liked your comments and your background discussions on the poverty documents. Just wanted to give you props for doing a good job in the forums. Those of you who are participating, you're having some excellent discussions. That sort of makes up for the lack of interaction that we have in the classroom, so we can do it online. So I appreciate that you're taking those seriously, and you're giving really good feedback and comments to each other as we go through some of the background information. I also want to say about the quizzes, there's one quiz at this point that you finished that is still not graded in the grade book, and that's for the quiz that we did for lesson number 4. And I've looked at your responses, and what I'll do is I'll go through and provide very brief comments for your responses to those areas. But for the most part, I'm just trying to see that you have actually read the chapter in Learning Through Serving, this workbook, that you're going through the exercises, that you're actually paying some attention to the concepts. It's mostly a review. Unless there's giant problems with your responses, you're mostly going to see points go forward for having completed those activities fully. Just follow the instructions carefully. Please be patient. I'll get those grades updated as soon as I can. There won't be a ton of feedback to your responses. Again, mostly I'm just interested in seeing how you're doing. The computer can't grade those. Your instructor has to read your responses and make sure that you're completing all the prompts fully, so they're written responses. But I will plug those points into the grade book as soon as possible. And if there's an overall pattern or some sort of element that I see coming up in a lot of your responses to the book, I'll put a screencast or I'll put some written notes into a future lesson for us by means of review. And finally, I wanted to say this about the Friday forums. I know you're working very hard on those, and you're getting ready to post to the next set. In the Friday forums, the one that you posted, that you're posting, you posted questions for last Friday, you're posting responses for by tomorrow, this Friday, Friday forum number 1 for the first part of the book, The Short and Tragic Life of Robert Peace. In that forum, I've posted a short screencast that is just my response to what you've been saying so far, and a passage that I think captures an important element of the book. Please take a look at that screencast. It's meant to sort of provide some of the elements that you would have in a classroom interaction if we were taking this course on campus. All right, well, you have a lot on your plate to complete before Monday. Good luck with it. Keep up the hard work, and we'll see you again for lesson number 7 on Monday.